Hey, good afternoon. It's a Trigger, Rich Bontrigger. Welcome back for 2 p.m. with the Trigger. Great to be here on a Tuesday. Uh, what's going on? What's happening in your world? Back again today. We're going to talk about a topic that I get emails and questions literally every week on. When I'm in public speaking sectors, when I'm in forum groups, this is one of the biggest questions popping up right now, and I like to dispel some of the frustration of the idea of the speaker dilemma. And we're going to talk about overcoming that speaker dilemma of 2023. The speaker world has shifted and changed big time. Pandemic, of course, brought some of this on. Technology has brought some of this speaker dilemma onto us as well. And me, I'm a big one on the virtual stage, but the virtual stage can be part of the solution. It is part of the problem. The event community is still reeling from pandemic and conventions and the big numbers. So the dilemma, it comes down to kind of like this. The question I often get, Rich, there's less speaking opportunities. It's harder to get on a paid stage. What do I do? How do I get seen? How do I get heard? How do I get booked for more paid speaking opportunities? That's what we're going to get into here today, because everyone wants to get paid for what they're worth, for what they bring, the value of their speaking ability. And there's so many speaking opportunities out there that there are hundreds of thousands of speaking opportunities. However, it's true. Everything has shifted to be smaller, and the opportunity to get paid is tougher now because venues have shifted, and there also is a competitive side to who they want on stage. There's a filter now that's tighter to say you're a speaker and this and that to get on that paid stage. So how are we going to do this? And how are you going to cut through the noise out there of all the people that are competing for all these stages? Now, venues have shifted. This is a true dynamic of the new world we live in right now in 2023. In January 2023, the event world has shifted to we're going back out. There are speaking engagements, but the shift is we are not going to have the big, massive crowds we used to have. We still want great superstar speakers. We are going to fill out a very robust speaker platform of people. But the room will be smaller. 300 to 500 seems to be the best numbers right now of dynamic, good events with one or two paid people. So there'll be that elevated side of the top tier people will get paid to come and speak in person, and the other will be virtual. And those virtuals very often right now are non-paying or minimal paying compared to that in-person fee. So there is a have and a have not. There is a celebrity status, and there is that of, yes, you're a speaker, but we're just not going to pay you. It's not in the budget. We don't feel it's going to have the biggest bang, but we do want your content. We do want you there. So there's less opportunities in the large, massive, like 1,000 arena type opportunities. They're just not there right now. There is a harder selection process. People are being very selective. Talked to a guy yesterday. He's running a big global event. It's a selection process that is painstaking now to make sure you have the stuff. Now, it's not just your topic. It's not just what you're going to give them a value. It's, do you have the media assets? Do you have the proof? Do you have the streaming content? Do you have all these other things? But they're now looking for speakers that can reinforce what they do on the live stage with what they have with other assets. So you got to have these other things to make it through the selection process. You need an electronic media kit to make it through the selection process, unless your name is Tony Robbins. So what are we going to do to cut through it? How are we going to make this happen? Here's a couple things you can do to give yourself a better chance to get to paid gigs. And it's going to sound totally counterintuitive at first, but stay with me. Number one is take free speaking gigs. Take the free speaking gigs. I did this for a very long time before I got into the paid space. It is harder now for that paid space. And I still do free events. But you take free events to get exposure. You take free experiences to get video content because you want to get those recordings. You want to get the content. You want to show up that you are an expert in that niche, that you are that go-to expert in your space. So the free ones allow you to establish yourself. If you are still relatively new in the speaker world, you may have been speaking around the office, you may have been speaking at small conventions, but now you want to get onto the bigger stages. You want to get on the national circuit. You want to have a coaching program where you're seen and heard as that go-to expert. Take the free opportunities and turn them into amplifiers of who you are. Take the free to be seen, because out of a free event, you can get other calls, other opportunities. People say, I want you at my convention. I want you at my seminar. Can you do a boot camp for me? Can you do this? Then you turn it into a paid opportunity. But you now use the free stage as a lead magnet. You also use it again to create that content. Record everything you can record, whether it's a live or virtual or hybrid or whatever it is. Record everything. So now you have content. I'm doing it right now. I'm giving you a live feature of mini coaching every day at 2:00. And every day this is recorded. Every day it's being put on to different platforms. And every day my team is turning this into micro content, little sound bites, the lead magnet, pull you back to the larger one to pull you back to me so I can get booked on more opportunities. You have to leverage the media to get on more stages now. You need to take those free opportunities. I know that sounds so counterintuitive, but take the free ones. You also need a great referral system. A great referral system. You get done with the end of your talk, whether it's live, hybrid, virtual, whatever, you need to have your links ready to go. Contact me at blank. Go to my free lead magnet. Go get my free PDF. Go get my free book. Go get my free audio novel. You need to have a referral system that pulls them into your funnel. So then you have something to get an email, a contact name. You have something to personally reach back out and keep the engine going. But this is where you have to be prepared in advance. A speaker just going up on stage, giving great content and say, hi, I'll meet you in the back of the room. Let's talk. We all know most of that is gone. Most of those direct, quick moving actions are gone. You can do the same thing through virtual, through hybrid, through other ways, but you need to have it all ready to go. Do not, after your talk, if at all possible, if you're doing virtual or hybrid, don't type in your name and waste time. Have it ready to go on a separate document, cut and paste it and say, boom, here it is. Better yet, share it with the producer, the showrunner of your virtual event where you're speaking at. Have them drop it in while you're talking. So as you're presenting, they have your information all in advance. They can go to LinkedIn, they can go to Facebook, they can go to Twitter. They can connect with you while you're talking, while you're in action. You have the lead magnet going right there on the spot. Start the conversion engine, but have it ready to go. So you need to have some sort of funnel engine, some sort of referral system to get people to come to you. Leverage the virtual stage and celebrate it. This is one of the biggest things people are missing about after an event. Now, when you're at any event, and again, I've talked about this before, is take selfies, do live feeds, do introduction with other speakers there, put it on social media, show that you're at a live event. Fantastic. If you're going to do a virtual event, and I do this often, I will intentionally go do a live, even though it's virtual. I'll say, I can't wait to be on stage today at XYZ event. It's going to be streaming on this platform. We're going live in an hour. I hope to see you there. I will use and celebrate the event, even though it's virtual. After the event, celebrate that there's a replay. Celebrate that you're going to do an open Q&A afterwards. You need to celebrate the events to use it again to amplify. Whether it's paid or free, nobody really knows. You realize that? No one really knows how many paid gigs I get and how many free gigs I get. And it's a big mess. It's all over the map. Every deal is completely different now. There is no standard currently for public speakers, which is really frustrating for those of us that liked the other system, that knew the other system, that there was a landing page with a fee and a talent. You knew this. It's all changed. So you're every time now you go as a speaker to promote, to solicit, to land on a stage, every time it's a different package and different way of doing things. If you're going to be a public speaker, if you're going to try to get on stages, you have to be comfortable with that moving, weaving discussion now instead of just saying, here's my rates, here we go. And that's why you need to take the free gigs. That's why you need to celebrate them. That's why you need to repurpose it. Another thing you want to do, by the way, as a speaker to get more of those paid opportunities, part of that electronic media kit, you need to share some of your previous times on stage, whether it's a virtual or whether it's in person. You need to have a couple of clips, minute to 3 minutes at the most, no more than 3 minutes. They can ask you for more content, but especially in this new world where everything is short content, moving fast, moving quick, high dynamic. Go through your material and find a really high powered dynamic. You hit a home run. Clip it into a 3 minute section, have it on your reel ready to go to share out as a lead magnet, as when you do that submission for that event, and let them know here's the caliber that I present. Here's how I show up. Again, if it's a free event, do the very same thing, because a lot of free events will say they're free. They say they're free. Very often they'll have 1 or 2 paid spots, even though they aren't going to reveal that. You know that? Very often a free event has the ability to pay 1 or 2 people. So if you position yourself with everything you have, great content, great connectivity, the repurposed content, if you show them you are ready to go, and then say, by the way, are there any opening paid spots? You have something as a VIP level presentation. And if they don't, they may go, hey, maybe we should. And then you work that so you can become that, but you need all these other assets to help you overcome this new dilemma. It's real. You can't deny this. I've talked to speakers that say, hey, Rich, it's really not that tough. The vast of the world, the National Speakers Association is discussing this. Other associations that are speakers and event runners are discussing this. It is a dilemma. There is a log jam, and there is a limitation to paid. One more way to do this, if you want to be a paid speaker, create your own event. Create your own event where you are the featured speaker, get 1 or 2 other speakers. And if you want to learn more about that, contact me, because I help people do that. That's part of what virtual events are. That's part of what the hybrid event is. But we literally create our own events. Your stage is right here, right in front of you. Now, you may not know how to do that. You may not know how to show run it, put it together, collect all the assets. Rock the Stage Media is here to help you out. That's part of what we do. I'm going to be doing one of those later on this week. I'm going to be working with and producing someone else's live event because they need that support. They have the great guests lined up, but now we're going to do a production. That's where the media world and the speaking world has come together, and the speaking world is trying to figure out what the media world is about, and the media world is trying to figure out how to elevate these speakers that are used to a live audience. How are you coming in this new dilemma? How are you going through this? Are you struggling with, I can't get paid? No one will give me the fees I'm used to. The fees have reduced. They've changed. Or I know they have money available, but they don't want to give me the full amount that I'm worth. It's a struggle. It's painful right now. What can I do to help you out? Contact me, Rich at richbontrager.net. I would love to have a conversation with you on how we can help you break through that barrier, cut through that wall that's limiting you from getting paid. There is a new expectation. There is a new reality emerging. It's shifting and happening, but we're getting there in the speaking world. But it is radically different than what we had. And even what we did during the pandemic, this is already changing again now with the hybrid, now with going back out. So we've had to adjust from what was to fast pandemic to pandemic making a living doing this. And now we're having to go back and readjust again. I know it's exhausting, but that's why we're here to help you out. Go to rockstagemedia.com. We have programs, we have coaching, we have much, much more that's even listed there. And we are working to help you get seen and heard. And we can partner together. We can collaborate together to help you get those stages. So again, don't get too overly frustrated about there being less paid opportunities. Let's make some paid opportunities. Let's create some opportunities and let's get you better geared up so you have the funnels, you have the tools to create the assets to get seen, get interviewed on higher shows, step up on other stages, and really grow you and your brand. By the way, if you want to, you can also follow us for our upcoming Rock the Stage show on Wednesday night. Wednesday night, Tom Ruich is going to be on, and Tom is a master storyteller. Those are the links that where we're going to be streaming on, and you can join Tom and myself from 7 p.m. Eastern till 7:30, and we're going to be talking about how to be a great storyteller as a salesman, especially in sales area. Storytelling is powerful for speakers, for entrepreneurs, for sales. When you sell a story about the product, the service, the satisfied customer, amazing things can happen. So we will have How to Rock the Stage coming up tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, streaming live on those 5 stations. And if you do want to improve on your speaking, on Thursday, we're back again in Meetup. And a Meetup, we're going to have an open mic night. So this very thing about I'm not sure, I want to get more speaking opportunities. Join us as we're going to hone our skills together. We're going to work together, get some free coaching, and be a part of a community where we're helping one another to shine on camera, shine on stage, to elevate you and your brand authority so you can get more paid speaking opportunities. I love doing this every day. I love visiting with you. Again, drop your questions, send me an email, and let's get you breaking down that wall. Let's get you over those hurdles of not having enough paid opportunities, and let's turn that around in 2023. Hey, until tomorrow on The Trigger, Rich Bontrager. We'll see you back at 2 p.m. live with The Trigger.